Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for private readings. If you are interested in private readings, I do offer those services, and you can find the information about that in the About section of my YouTube page. But I just want you to keep yourselves safe. So Aries, we're going to be doing a general reading for you today with the amazing Rosebud Tarot. This has been giving me some really great messages lately from Spirit. And for your Oracle card, just going to pull one for the overall energy from the Elemental Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I hope you all are doing well. I'm gonna channel your energy right now, Aries. Aries. Okay. Oh, Aries. Is there something that you need to say? The card you got is voice, and the message is speaking your word. Speaking your word. This is outstanding. Actually, can't help but see an upside down heart here. So the number is 25 at the top there. 25 reduces to a 7, which is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana in the Tarot. Chariot card represents Cancer energy. So you can see her, she's kind of emanating from like a horn-like instrument, which actually makes me think of, you know, the old symbol for RCA records. It was like, I guess it's called like a Victrola. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think that's the right word. Like an old, like the first kinds of record players, a Victrola. So anytime we see instruments in readings, it kind of makes you think of frequency and vibration, and this seems to be very high vibration. I'm loving all of these kind of jewel tone colors. I'm very drawn to jewel tone colors, and I try to wear them as much as possible. But there's a lot of orange, fiery energy here, kind of really encapsulating Aries energy. But there's something that needs to be said. That's for sure. We'll find out what that is. And I'm just going to turn on one light here. We're going to find out what that is. The cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just shuffling now for the main spread. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifiers. So we'll see what comes out. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said it in different readings, but Spirit never makes a mistake. Spirit never makes a mistake. So the very, very first card you got in this deck is the Elder, number 4. That's the Emperor energy. That's the sign of Aries. And anytime your sign, your card from the Major Arcana shows up in your reading, I'll always say you showed up in your own reading. So basically what that indicates to me is that I'm speaking to you, Aries. I'm speaking directly to you. It's not about, you know, eventually it could be about somebody else in the reading, but this truly has to do, I'm very much tapping into Aries energy. The Elder here, I mean, there's something strange about this image. One, because it's in an icy, mountainous landscape, which is not something that I would associate with Aries. I would associate kind of regalness and power and fire, but it's very icy. So there could be something that you're feeling rather cold about. And the hand on the cheek or chin, it's just kind of like, this kind of gesture, it's like, it could be like, like a contemplation, or it could be like a judgment. I feel a little sense of, it's either one of those. It's either you're sitting, okay, well, the words that came to my head were you're sitting on high, sitting on your pedestal, and perhaps judging something, or it could be a card of contemplation. But whatever it is, feels very icy where you are, but somehow with these flowers here, it's like you learn to make something work. You're making it work. Even though there could be like an icy reception. Well, velocity of air. This is the Knight of Swords. Very quick communication. All the knights in the tarot are very, very fast. Well, with the exception of the Knight of Pentacles, he's kind of slow. Another kind of mountainous region, though it's barren. So these landscapes, very different from one another. Very stark. Stark is the word I want to use. So there could be something here in your past energy. This is your past position. I'm sorry if I didn't. We're going to do past, present, future, and advice from spirit. So in this past position, you kind of, you were occupying, you know what this kind of tells me. Sorry, the sun is going to creep down in just a second, so I might have to adjust some lighting scenarios here, but it tells me that you were fully in your power whenever you brought in a message or when a message was brought to you. Perhaps this was part of you using your voice and broadcasting that message. I'm going to pull a card on it to clarify some more because I want to know what that message was about. It's so interesting. 8 of Fire in reverse. Now we're in your energy, the energy of fire, the energy of wands. We can see here there seems to be somebody who is kind of running laps or on a racetrack of some kind. The 8 of Fire is very quick movement, quick energy, quick communication, though this one is slow. So it's kind of getting a little bit of conflicting messaging here, and maybe that's what was happening, that there was a little bit of, okay, nope, Spirit just gave it to me clear as day. There was a lot that you wanted to say that might have been fiery and a little bit, with a little bit of gusto, a little bit choice words, but you rather came in and delivered a message that was steady and stable. And I wanted to say predictable. That's not really the word. It was very diplomatic. But what you really wanted to say, you didn't say. And perhaps this is why I'm picking up on this energy here of this kind of, this contemplative energy. This is, I'm gonna bite my tongue just a little bit because what I really want to say, it doesn't necessarily even have to be like a bad thing, but maybe it just wasn't the right time. Maybe you didn't know quite how to say it, but you knew you felt some kind of way about it. So you held back. You held back. In the present position, we have the Professor, number 5, which is the equivalent of the Hierophant card in the Major Arcana. So, Hierophant card typically would suggest kind of a religious authority, spiritual authority, some kind of figure of authority. Could be like the therapist is the word that came out first, but in this card it's represented by the Professor. So somebody who's here to teach us, somebody who's here to guide us on the right path, standing at the podium with this like outer space, the expanse of space as the backdrop. So there seems to be some kind of like directionality happening in this energy right now. But the thing about these kind of mechanisms, these, I don't know what they're called. They're not astrolabes. I'm not sure what they're called. directional compasses. I have no idea. The thing about them that's so cool, though, is that they move. They're like the anti-gravity chambers with NASA. You get inside and they spin you in, you know, all sorts of velocities. And so it's almost like I feel confusion with this. I feel like in this present moment, maybe you're looking to spirit, if this is the Hierophant, you're looking to spirit or a spiritual discourse, a spiritual leader message that seems pretty clear at first, but then it kind of spins you in all sorts of directions. And you could be doing your research with all these books. You could be doing your research, and here Spirit is kind of the willing participant in this dynamic with you. Like, I'm here to impart universal wisdom, and you're just like not knowing which one of these books to pick up first, which message to receive. Could be a little confusing, you know. Spirit's giving me an image from my youth. 3rd grade, I was 9 years old, sitting in the back of the classroom trying to read the chalkboard. And you know how little kids don't know what's going on sometimes, and I needed glasses and I couldn't see very clearly, and I didn't know what was, you know, it's like you're a little kid, like you don't know that anything's wrong with you, you just know that you can't see. So I was like squinting and I couldn't see the chalkboard, and like I had to ask my friend and the teacher and whatever, and finally the teacher was the one that told my mom, I think she needs glasses, she can't see the chalkboard, because I was sitting in the back row. And so this memory is coming up, and when I channel messages, of course Spirit gives me the messages through the vocabulary that I understand. So it's almost like you sitting in the back of the classroom, like trying to see the chalkboard, trying to understand the message, and it just looks like scribbling, it just looks like jumbles. So now I'm seeing like maybe you had a dream recently and you were trying to read something in your dream, you're trying to discern a message from Spirit, and you couldn't quite grasp it. When you woke up, it was gone, and it seemed like it was something good too. 10 of Earth, clarifying that in the upright. 10 of Earth is the 10 of Pentacles equivalent. 10 of Pentacles is like the whole shebang. It's like prosperity and abundance and opportunity and everything going your way, and using all of the tools at your disposal, and just like being on top of the world, literally being on top of the universe. I see these characters as like kind of having the sheet in their hand like a trampoline, and this character here is just kind of bouncing, right? So it's clarifying this energy. So it's almost like, you know, it's really good, like the message from Spirit's really, you know, really good, and yet it's hard to kind of make heads or tails of what it is that you're trying to discern. I almost want to say, like, is it glaringly obvious that you can't see it? Is it so right in front of you, right in this moment, that you can't see it? Could that be? I don't know where that's coming from, but right in this moment, is there something just staring you back in the face, and that's the answer, and you don't know? I'm going to pull a clarifier. Something you walked away from. 8 of Water is the 8 of Cups. Walking away from something that, here's that barren landscape again. I see like train tracks. I'm hearing that on the midnight train to Georgia. I'm hearing that song in my head with the train tracks. Trying to think of the lyrics to that song. There's a longingness in Midnight Train in Georgia. Take that as it resonates. I can't pull the, I know that song, but I can't pull the lyrics forward right now. So maybe it's in your future, right? In the future energy, you got the Six of Air, the Six of Swords. This is a card that has come up in several readings now. This is the Manhattan skyline prior to 2001. And that may be relevant for someone. I'm not really drawn to that in this imagery though. I'm drawn to the fact that it's the Six of Air, which is a card, it can be a card of movement forward, movement away from, movement from a chaotic place to a calm place in your future energies. Looking back on something and like moving away from it at the same time. There's a suitcase that I just noticed yesterday. Here, it's like bags are packed. The air in this deck is represented by garden shears, because it's kind of the Rosebud Tarot, so there's like a lot of kind of garden imagery, garden shears. So it's like, now I see cutting cords. Maybe you cut cords recently. It's clarified by the Nine of Earth, or the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles usually talks about an independent, sorry, there's kind of like a sun glare here and I don't know how to block it. Nine of Pentacles talks about independent energy, single energy. You don't have to be single necessarily, but you're kind of standing on your own 2 feet. But you got this card in the reverse. So in this idea of moving away, you know, maybe you found something to attach yourself to. But I just heard just now, but be careful. What is that about, Spirit? But be careful. Two cards came out. The Six of Water and the Curiosity of Fire. Curiosity in this deck is page energy. So curiosity killed the cat is what I just heard. But I don't know why I can't pull that forward, because normally this would not be any kind of scary energy for you, Aries. Aries is the CEO and the go-getter and the brave one. But there's something here, Six of Water, looking back to the past with nostalgia, with fondness. Okay, it's almost like saying to me, the past is over and done with. Don't go backwards. It's almost like normally the Page of Wands would be kind of a forward movement card, but for you it just feels like a backward movement. So if there's something that you're trying to move away from in order to gain some kind of independence that you might not have right now, Spirit is kind of cautioning you to not be too attached to past energies. You're moving away for a reason. Don't forget what that reason is. Don't forget what that reason is. In your advice from Spirit, you got the Three of Earth in the reverse. That's the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles typically talks about a card of co-creation with Spirit. So working together for a common goal. You know what this scene reminds me of? Ring Around the Rosie. If you look at the rest of those, that kind of children's, I don't know what they call that. It's not like a song. What is it, like a fable? Where did Ring Around the Rosie come from? I don't know. Maybe that's significant for someone. But ashes, ashes, we all fall down. You know, they look very happy though, but the juxtaposition of the landscape versus the characters in black and white, it's a little, you know, that theme goes throughout the entire, this deck. You know, there's all of the characters, not all, but most of them seem to be in black and white. But it's very disconcerting here, right? It's almost like a flash. It's almost like they're like, if like in, it's hard to describe what I'm seeing in my head right now, but you know, like in a movie or something, and you get like a flash of something and then it's gone. So it's almost like this is like a flash, like a Polaroid instant, but then all the characters are gone and then you just are left with the background. This, I'm trying to see how this imagery relates to the general meaning of the card of co-creation. You know, they're all working together, but they're all kind of just going around in a circle. What are they really accomplishing? Okay, it's like Spirit saying to be careful, don't just run around in circles. Because you got this card in reverse, clarified by the generosity of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You can see here she's living in the lap of luxury here. This like big kind of big bed in the background, and she's got her crown and her dogs, and it's all very decadent. You got this card in reverse. So I do think this particular message has to do with finances. That Spirit is saying, they're talking about your efficiency right now. Make sure that you're not running around in circles. Be very, very efficient, because you could be feeling a little bit in a, I don't want to go so far as to say like a lack mentality. That's not, but not quite in the position of power or status or financial stability that you prefer to be in. And Spirit is saying be very efficient. I'm going to pull a card on it. Okay, Nine of Air, Nine of Swords. This is the Nightmare card. Sleepless nights and worry, worry, worry. I think we're drawn back to this card. It's almost like Spirit is saying, speak up. Speak up. You need, if you need help, you need to ask for it. It's almost like, is it worse in your head? Like, are you making it worse in your head? Are you making it worse in your head? Or are you not looking at something directly? Are you not facing it directly? Because she's like faced away from all of this. So it's almost like if there's something worrying you, you're just kind of, maybe you're just kind of tamping it down. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it down here and like not think about it right now, because like I can't think about it right now. I've got too much to do. But maybe Spirit is saying that there's a little bit of distraction here. Could be a little bit of distraction. Overall, move forward towards, like, speaking up and move forward towards a victory. It's like, remember all of your power. Remember all of your power. And that comes from speaking up. That comes from expressing yourself. Maybe not with your actual voice, but maybe there's an email you need to write or a letter you need to send. Some kind of communication. It's like her voice is just the cosmos itself. So now it kind of makes me think of manifestation, asking Spirit, like really manifesting. So that's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Please hit the bell notification if you would like to receive updates for when I load new readings to the channel. Thank you so much, Aries.